Pittsburgh Steelers star running back Le'Veon Bell is poised to extend his holdout far into the 2018 NFL season, and it seems that way because on Monday he did not report with his team as the team shifts focus to the start of the 2018 regular season. And his absence certainly did not go unnoticed by upper management. Steelers general manager Kevin Colbert released a statement. "We are disappointed Le'Veon Bell has not signed his franchise tender and rejoined his team. Coach Tomlin and the coaching staff will continue to focus on preparing the players on our roster for our regular season opener on Sunday against the Cleveland Browns." For a second consecutive summer, Bell has stayed away from team activities since the deadline for teams signing franchise tag players to an extension passed on July 16th. Bell's agent, Adisa Bakari, released a statement and pointed out that this will now be Le'Veon's last season as a Steeler. And this is big news because it points that Le'Veon's going to miss an extended amount of time this season, and a lot of sources seem to indicate that he will be missing about half the season because he wants to keep his body fresh and not incur too many carries as he did last year with about 420 of them. He wants to cut that in half and only have half the workload. So going into the 2019 free agency period, he can get top value for what he is worth, as the Pittsburgh Steelers refuse to acknowledge or pay Le'Veon for his value, hence the reason for the holdout. Um, Pittsburgh is not in a good state if they miss Le'Veon for just half the season. They're projected to win just one game less, but that one game speaks mountains. The chance of winning the division drops by 25.8% if Le'Veon misses half the season. The chance of making the playoffs drops by 15% if Le'Veon misses just half the season. Their chance of winning the AFC drops by 3.5%, and their Super Bowl odds go down 2%. And it's not just costly for the Pittsburgh Steelers. It will also cost Le'Veon, if he sits out half the season, $7,272,000. And just to save a couple of hundred touches on your body, I understand doing that actually. I'm actually on Le'Veon's side for this holdout. I think he should hold out as long as he feels absolutely necessary. Because at the age of 27, why would you want to put another 400 carries on your body for a team that's not really willing to pay you any form of money that you need going forward? You want a big contract. You want a long-term deal with the Steelers, but the Steelers aren't going to give you the long-term deal because you're injury prone or you've had a few injuries. When you're one of the best running backs in the NFL, they have to look past that. They have to look and see that he just had a monster season, did not get injured as he has in the past, and had way more carries than he ever has. I think it's smart for Le'Veon to look at the fact that he just had 400 carries and or not carries, touches, sorry, but to take those many touches and go, I can't do that to myself again without this team committing to me a long-term deal with a lot of money on it. So, you know what? Hold out, lose 7 million by holding out and taking a $7 million pay cut. In the long term, you wind up potentially with a long-term deal with a lot more money from another team because you didn't get hurt and end your career playing for $14.5 million when you're worth a lot more as one of the premier pass catching running backs, blocking running backs, and running backs in the league. The Steelers should have paid the guy, so I agree. Pay, no play. Sorry, Steelers, pay the man or you're going to miss out on one of the best running backs in the league. Again, Le'Veon Bell did not report for team activities this week, and he will presumably not be playing the first 8 weeks of the season, 9 weeks if they have the bye week in there. So, yeah, expect Le'Veon Bell to miss an extended portion of the season. Fantasy football owners, beware. Do not take Le'Veon until he reports to practice. Trade him if you can because you're not going to have him for a while.